Hi, welcome to Skill Talk, the Soft Skills Success Show. My name is Michelle Lee, the founder of Soft Skills for STEM.
And you know what? You can't be trying to put your mess on somebody else. We don't get down like that. As a matter of fact, we got a Duncan Nugget. Duncan Nugget says, never let other people's mess get in the way of your success. We kind of know what we're going to talk about because we know we're going to the Virgin Islands. So you want to check out that episode for sure. And until then, be safe, be well, and be blessed.
Duncan Nugget.
Boom.
Hi, welcome to Skill Talk, the Soft Skills Success Show. My name is Michelle Lee, the founder of Soft Skills for STEM, and my co-host, Al Duncan.
Here he is. I'm here. Hot Atlanta.
Oh, and I'm in Lava Vegas.
You said lava Vegas.
Lava Vegas.
So okay, I understand what that means. Then that means it's too hot to go outside. You actually grateful that you might have to stay inside right now.
That is so true, Al. It is hot out there. We're talking about over 110-degree weather.
Woo! 110 degrees. That's crazy in the shade, as they say.
112. Oh, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's too hot out there.
Man, that is crazy hot. Speaking
Yeah.
of hot, we got some good hot topics to talk about today in the world of soft skills.
Yes, I think we're just going to kind of continue on, with this COVID-19 and being, the stay at home.
Yeah, and the soft skills that come up as a result of that, because y'all know we started talking about that. These are the quarantine editions. Y'all notice we're not in studio together, but that's okay because we still vibing. And so we're going to continue our conversation, just like she said, with things that you need or soft skills that seem to be prominent or seem to be popping up and coming to the forefront at this point in time. So we want to jump in. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Doc? Go ahead.
No, I was to say it's like we're going backwards because Las Vegas has been designated a red state. So we started opening up, and because our cases have gone back up, because people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, they pretty much hit us back down to phase one, where they're shutting down certain venues. And a lot of this actually has to do with self-management.
Yes. A lot of it does have to do with self-management and people not understanding that, we're glad things open up. You want to get back to normal. But, at the end of the day, just like you do in the world of work, just like you do in any profession and anywhere else, this is important in your personal life. And that is you still got to manage yourself, and what's going on. That's crucial. And as you can see, it's not just crucial to your success in the world of work, but it's also crucial to your health and wellness and your well-being. So I'm glad we're going to talk about that today. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, so in February we did our workshop, the 5 keys to success, which we talked about your 5 soft skill clusters.
Right.
And self-management and professionalism is one of them.
That's right, they are. And if you look up here, let me move this over so they can actually see it. If you look in the upper right, upper left corner, you'll see it right there. One of those keys. It says self-management and professionalism. That's one of the 5 soft skills clusters. We just realized that through all my years of experience and after being in the game for over 20 years now, I just started realizing, nobody's going to remember every single skill in soft skill that there is. So it's better to break them down into clusters. It makes things easier to remember, so that when we're talking about things, instead of being focused only on what specific skills you need, you're more focused on what behaviors, and what things that you need to show in order to prove that you have efficiency in these particular clusters. And so when we talk about the self-management and professionalism cluster, I stopped and thought about it, saying, man, we really need to come up with a simple definition that is going to help people understand and be able to easily see and recognize when they are on point in this particular cluster. So this is the little definition we came up with that will show that you have proficiency, and that is this particular cluster enables you to exhibit the behaviors, the attitudes, and the character traits that you need to achieve your desired outcomes while conducting yourself in a manner that is on par with the highest standards of your role or position. Notice I emphasize that word highest because we all know the standard joke, the standard saying about, you do just enough not to get fired and they pay you just enough not to quit, right? Yeah, and this same thing applies in the world of business. You do just enough to get customer satisfaction, but you don't have everybody going above and beyond to make sure that there's customer delight. All right. So what we're saying is that you should meet the highest standards, not the minimum standards or the average standards, but you should be meeting the highest standards of your particular role or position. If you do that, then you are showing proficiency in the self-management and professionalism cluster. So I know this is coming up a lot for you right now, Doc, and especially in the RCT training class and, just with everything that you have going on right now. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, so, I talked about this to you in a past episode where I have really been practicing my self-management skills working from home.
Gotcha.
Okay, so,
yes.
and I think I perfect them because I'm basically have adapted to working from home using my self-management skills.
Okay.
And if you guys haven't seen that episode, that's episode 25, adapting to change.
That's right.
And then with the RCT class, we're now in week 9 of the 10-week RCT class. And self-management for those students, I think they have demonstrated a lot of qualities of self-management.
Okay.
But something did come up this week. We talk about week 9 of 10. They had some other things that they had to do.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, tell on them. Tell on them.
I'm not going to tell all the business.
Tell on them. I'm like, this is skill talk. It's real talk. Tell on them.
And, so it came up in week 9. Now,
okay.
About some other assignments that they had to do.
Okay, that were related to the training, but not necessarily your assignments, but some other assignments that they had to complete along with the training. I got you.
That's correct.
Okay.
And somebody asked a question, and it's like, why are you asking, week 9? That should have been, a question that you should have asked week 1. Or when you started seeing these assignments appear. And so I said, I'll go look into it. And so after talking to the professor, he said basically half the class did the assignments.
Uh-oh. So wait a minute. So we got one person that's like, that didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, so there's 12 students in the class, and I think he called out four of the students. Who 2 of them did inquire, but they absolutely took no action.
Okay, so
information.
So some actually had enough sense to ask a few questions, but they didn't do anything with the information that they got. So you got some that did the stuff, some that knew but didn't do it, and then some that didn't know what's going on. We always joke about that as 3 types of people. We always say, there's people that make it happen. There's people that say, that people watch what's happening, and then you got those people that say, hey, what happened? they don't even know what's going on at all. so you got some students like, what you mean we had some other assignments to do? I mean, that just sounds crazy to me, but that's all right. Half of them did what they're supposed to do. The other half, they get to get the lecture and they need to watch this episode right here so they can get some more information and make sure that doesn't happen again.
And it's all about self-management. So when I heard about the assignments and then, apparently they weren't hard. It didn't take a lot of time, and asking some of the students that did complete the assignments, and then I posed that question: how much time do you spend on social media?
Uh-oh, you didn't ask him that.
I did. And of course, Mr. Bonds is always, Class, don't answer that. Don't incriminate you.
That's funny. That she talk about Manuel Bonds. He helps keep his eye on. He watches the class. He's like the advisor, the resident big brother for them. He keeps everything together. He's like, tell him, don't answer, huh? That's what he's telling
Yeah,
them.
there's a lot of questions that I have asked, and he said, "Class, don't answer that."
He's trying to help them out, trying to save them from themselves. And sometimes self-management is you need to learn when to shut up too, right?
That is, that is so true. So, I had a discussion with them, and
We'll
so
pull this
part
up
of
because.
part of your self management.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about, and I guess we're going to go into it.
Yeah, because we're talking about different skills and things that they need. So let's go ahead and talk about them.
Yeah, self-discipline. Now I'm gonna tell you when I first learned about self-discipline.
All right.
I had some homework. I think I was in the 6th grade, so I was like 12 years old. And I was sitting there watching TV with my mom, and they had to look. Just I'm trying to set this up. I'm in the floor, and they got that 25-inch console TV, the Zenith. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. The one that you can't move. That thing's so heavy it's furniture. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You
And yeah,
got your
when
award
TV,
display on the front and everything else. They're like, nah.
and you put all your trinkets on top. So
That's right.
anyway. So she knew I had some homework. It was Thursday night, and it was a spelling test. I have on every Friday, and she's like, don't you have homework you have to do? And I said, yeah, I don't feel like doing it. And she gave me that talk. She said, Michelle, there are going to be times and you don't have to feel like doing stuff, but you're going to have to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, one of the times you need to do it,
Right.
so you're going to have to do things a lot of times. And, so she gave me, I do things that I don't want to do, but you just got to do it. So,
That's
that's
right.
part of your self-discipline.
That's right. Let's read that. That's the definition of it. Doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. And we all struggle here. So we real, we keep it 100 with y'all. Nobody is perfect at this one right here all the time. There's nobody. There's some people who are exceptional, but all of us, we lack self-discipline, or we got to remind ourselves or work harder on it in some areas of life than other areas of life. But that's the whole point. That's why self-management. You got to be able to do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. And at certain points in life, it's even more important, and it's even more crucial to your success. So
Yeah, and those words resonate with me, whether you feel like it or not.
yeah,
So, that stuck with me, and I was like, okay, that's my mom in my ear.
that's funny. Here you are talking about it years later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because she was speaking wisdom.
That's right.
And then, so, this word right here, initiative. Now, this is so funny because we had over half of the students in RCT class, they showed initiative when they did those assignments.
That's right.
And your definition here, the ability to assess and act independently.
Yes.
You want to break that down into Ebonics?
Yeah. That means do something. Listen, we can't tell you every single little thing you need to do every time. That defeats the whole purpose, especially in the world of work. If I need to tell you every little thing to do, then why do I need you here working? I could just get paid double salary. So you got to take some initiative. If you're in a 10-week class, okay, and you want credit, so whatever you're supposed to be getting for you can't wait till 9 weeks in to start asking questions. You need to ask questions 9 minutes in, not 9 weeks in. So you got to take some initiative. Do something. Don't just sit there, waiting, watching, and thinking it's not my responsibility, or I'm not going to do anything about it, or they should have told me. No. Successful people, exceptional individuals, they take initiative. They actually do something about it, about whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah, it's self-starter. And when the professor explained, he just said, just do something. You didn't have to do all of it. Just show some type of initiative.
Do
The
something.
fact that
Yes.
nobody did nothing. And then he went on to say, everybody's gonna pass because you've been in this RCT class working very hard. And I have to say, they worked very hard this summer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And knowing that you had this other stuff, I explained to them, this is what's going to set you apart from other students.
That's
from
right.
other your competition. You know, you go on an extra mile. You have this over here, and this is the real world. You know, it's like we always have stuff come on our plate, and you can't say, well, I'm just going to leave that to the wayside. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to do it. You have to
Mm-hmm.
find time to do this stuff.
This is true. That's definitely true. You know, and I just something just dawned on me real quick. Tell them what that stands for. We've been saying it. We assumed that y'all saw the last episode, but just in case you didn't, and you got to go back and watch it. Tell them about, because we keep throwing out these terms, RCT, and then the training class. Tell them a little bit about that class. Tell them exactly what's going on.
Well, everybody knows my profession is health physics, which is
Mm-hmm.
rad protection. So I'm a health physicist. I do radiation protection. And then we have our technicians, which are called radiological control technicians.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yep.
so
So that's the RCT.
Yeah, and that's the RCT. And, you know, like I said, that's my other, you know, passion. We have the soft skills for STEM program,
Mm-hmm.
trying to educate young professionals about the importance of soft skills in the workplace and also in their daily lives. I also have my profession, which I just stumbled across because my internship at Los Alamos National Laboratory, and not realizing there's not a lot of minorities in the field and not a lot of people know about rad protection and how lucrative it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a shortage. So one of my other passions is trying to get young students interested into rad protection. You know,
That's
this is
good.
another option that they can go
Nice.
into, and it's a very interesting field. It's challenging, it's rewarding, and you know, it's not a lot of competition. There's plenty of jobs because we have a shortage
Wow.
of rad protection professionals in the field.
Okay. That's very
Mhm.
cool. Very cool. So definitely go over there, and it's lucrative. She's being nice on that part, but yes, you get paid good money if you know what you're doing. You know,
Yeah, so
definitely
we
true.
go back to this, you know, I guess the self-management part, because all this stuff uh, is related to the class, you know, the
Right?
RTT classes. This is what I've been preaching to them. I guess they over there calling me Mama Shell, but
That's okay. That's
integrity.
good.
And, you know, I go back to, you know, manual bonds when we do the exams. And I think next week they're going to be taking the big comprehensive exams, 150 questions
Mm-hmm.
over
But it's virtual.
everything that they've gone over in the, you know, the last 9 weeks, pretty much. We're going to
Oh,
be wrapping up everything this week. And so, you know, that was a big deal with the test taking. You know, are they cheating? Are they doing this? You know, there's some
yeah.
companies that are time the tests.
That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, do the right thing. They'll be
Just
over
do
there
the right
cheating. We
thing.
talked about that.
Yes.
Just do the right thing. And we talked about cheating, being dishonest. That'll get you canned real quick, terminated,
That's right.
fired.
Integrity is always funny because, you know, as employer, just as society in general, we want people to show integrity, right, to be honest. But of course, we don't just assume that you're going to do that on your own. We realize you need some management. Self-management is good right here, but you usually need a little help. So just so you know, normally people have a way to keep an eye on your integrity. For instance, even though they're doing the course virtually, you're still going to be able to see y'all keeping an eye on them on screen and making sure that you're like, nah, just in case you feel your self-management is waning or it's a little shaky right there, we're going to help you out and we're going to keep an eye on you while you're actually taking this test too. So, you know, it's just funny to me, but in general, keep this in your brain. Just do the right thing. You know if it's right or wrong when you get ready to do it. You already know that. Normally, at some point in time, stuff tends to come to bite you in the butt when you least expect it, and you can cut down on that a lot by doing the right thing. All right.
Yeah, so I want to go back because I don't know, I guess
So
people
we
have
can
been
go back.
following
Which one you want to go back to?
no, not want to go back to anything. Just following, you know, the soft skills for STEM movement. You know, I always talk about Warren Buffett
Right.
and how does he hire his employees?
Oh yeah,
It's really from the self-management cluster,
that's right.
you know, and what he said. motivation, initiative, the willingness to learn,
Mm,
and or the ability to learn, and integrity.
those his three ones, right? There's
Yeah,
three or four.
there's three of them.
There's three of those his top three qualities that he's looking for.
And all of it has to do with self-management.
Sure does.
You
And
know, 'cause he
professionalism. Yep.
and then he talks about that integrity part because he said if you don't have integrity, which is the last one that he always says, you can
Hmm.
forget about the other two. He don't even want to deal with you.
He says, "Don't even waste my time if you don't have integrity." Huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, so and then you notice it's based on the soft skills because the ability to learn, you can learn the technical stuff, whatever he's going to
That's
teach you,
right.
and then also taking that initiative, being
Hmm.
and being motivated. But
That's
yeah,
right.
this main thing right here,
This the
time
one right here.
management. Going back to that RCT class and those other assignments that they had to do, even though they were in class for 6 hours, they had the weekend and then they had the rest of the day.
Hmm.
They could have, and the assignments didn't take that long, they could have managed their time to actually complete those other assignments.
Yes. So time management is the process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between specific activities. Now, here's the thing. It's more than just divide your time. It's also understanding the best use of your time as well. And that's very important. We talked about that in another episode. It's called ROI, your return on your investment, and of course, for your time, how you're spending your time. So time management is crucial. It's one of the things we hear about that people, one of the biggest, largest complaints we hear about young professionals is their time management skills. Here it is in plain English. Just be on time. That means bring your butt to work on time and turn your projects in on time. Just be on time. Everything on time, right? That's what that
Yeah.
means. We can't make it any more simple than that. I guarantee you, more than likely, there's something. First of all, when you're not on time, it jams up everything else. I'm talking about everything else. Now, if you're late to work or you're late turning in your work or working on projects and anything else, what happens is it starts to expose all of your other flaws. So, and we always tell you want to make sure people are focused on your strengths. What happens is when you start getting under pressure because you didn't do something or you didn't show up on time, people hone in on you. So now they're really scrutinizing you even more than they normally would because they want to see what's going on, what you're doing. Are you getting paid? Are you showing up on time when you're not supposed to? What are you doing over here? So they start watching you even closer. But also, when you don't manage your time properly, it starts to be when you're under pressure and you're scrambling, trying to get things done and you're in a hurry. Listen, I'm telling you, it happens over and over again. Poor time management tends to expose your other flaws. So you got to be careful about that. Just be on time. If you got that one simple little thing down there, 3 words for you. Be on time will take care of a whole lot of stuff. People won't even be paying you any attention other than it's great. Every time I look up, she's here. Every time I look up, he's here. Every time I look up, everything's in. You did that already? That's great. You finished already? That's wonderful. That's the kind of stuff you want to hear. Not, wait a minute, when was that due? Oh, we were supposed to turn that in 3 days ago. Wait, oh, I got it. No, oh, we were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. I didn't even know. That's crazy stuff right there. So be careful with your time management. I don't care what your tools are, what your personality is, what you need to do. You got to take care of your time management. I went crazy on that one because I'm telling you, that's the one that drives employers nuts. I guarantee you. What you think about that, Doc?
You know what? I agree with you, and that's going to be our continuation on because we talk
That's
about
right. Speaking of time
self-management
management,
and professionalism.
yeah,
And being on time and not being on time can kill that professionalism. And
it
I think
sure
we
can.
gotta, continue our little series with our self-management professionalism.
I think so also. And so
Yeah.
we'll hit them with a Duncan Nugget before we leave. Of course, Duncan Nugget number 31. This has to do with time management. This will help you make sure you're not all jammed up with your time management. That is, you learn from the past, you plan for the future, and you take action. Now, that covers everything we talked about today, right? You learn from the past, you understand what's going on, okay? You plan for the future, you're taking action right now. What it does is it helps make you be able to bundle all these things we talked about together and make sure you are operating at the highest standards of your profession or your occupation. So with that in mind, as Dr. Lee just told you all, we're going to continue this conversation on the next episode because we're not done with the self-management and professionalism cluster. We just talked about self-management, but now we got to get to the professionalism side of things, right?
So you know what I just thought about?
What'd you think about?
What slogan actually talks about all this stuff now?
You have a slogan you thinking of right now that talks about everything?
The company with the swoosh.
Just do it. That's you talking about?
Yeah.
Talking about Nike?
It.
Just do it. So just do the thing, man. With you, okay.
They just sums it all up, right?
Yep, definitely. All right. So, like I said, we'll see y'all on the next episode because we know you're going to come check it out so you can hear the continuation of this conversation when we finish up talking about self-management and professionalism. So, we're going to sign off for right now. My name is Al Duncan. On behalf of Dr. Michelle B. Lee, we will see y'all on the next episode of Skill Talk. Until then, be safe, be well, and be blessed.
Duncan Nugget.
Boom. That's all you, Shell.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to stop.
You got it. Yeah, that's okay. I'll edit it out. I'm like, we just gonna keep on going.
Where's the recording?
Oh, you just gotta hit stop record.
Okay, right there. Okay, it's at the. Okay, yeah.